Hail and well met friends, Andang here on the Update 16 beta, and we are looking across the river at Minas Tirith. Sadly we can't go to Minas Tirith right now, but there it is, and so the rest of this video we'll be looking at places we can actually go in eastern Gondor. We've already gone to Osgiliath. If you want to watch that video, there should be an annotation in the top part of this video at some point in the future. So click on that and that'll take you over there. But right now, we're going to go and look at the rest of Eastern Gondor, the newest zone to Lord of the Rings Online. Alright, and there in the distance are the Mountains of Mordor. And there's lightning to match, and, you know, it's clearly an evil place. And behind us is the only other city in this part of the river in this zone. There's Osgiliath, and there's this town. And there's also Faramir's camp, although Faramir's not there. So basically not too much on this side of the river. But one interesting thing about this is the Rangers of Ithilien are actually taking over this abandoned village city, basically. And it's pretty cool looking. We haven't actually seen a Gondor city, or even a Rohan city, I think, that's been overtaken by vegetation, so it's kind of interesting to see a ruin that's been long neglected. And we can go inside the main keep here, and it's pretty cool inside here. There's a lot of just stuff going around. It's clearly an abandoned city. So anyway, that is this little village. Now let's head across the river again and look at the rest of the zone. Okay, and so we made our way across the river, and now we are just south of Minas Tirith at a port that is blocked off by the wall in the back, but we're going to go ahead and fight our way through it and see if we can maybe see interesting Gondor inside. But this port has been completely ravaged, and definitely not a good day for Gondor. Well, good month for Gondor. Good year for Gondor. Okay, so it hasn't been good for Gondor for some time.
Things will pick up in a few days.
Spoiler alert. Alright, let's kill off all these silly orcs. So these are actual orcs from Minas Morgul, which you can kind of look at. I'm not going to bother showing it because it's really just... right now they just have placeholder Mirkwood walls, which doesn't look the best. So I'm not going to show that right now, but well, maybe in a future build of beta it'll look a little bit better. Plus you can't actually go to Minas Morgul yet, it's just the outer wall of it. But this was definitely one of the key ports of Gondor, and it has fallen. So they're not trading anytime soon. Did they really bring a Mordor wagon here? Okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, clearly devastated. You can see Minas Tirith there in the background, overlooking this port here. And it's just been really devastated. And you can see the pink glow from Mordor there in the distance, since it is morning here. And I want to head over towards the wall, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this right now, and we'll resume once we fight through all these orcs and get to the wall, outer wall of Minas Tirith. Alright, and here is the wall. That is the outer wall of Minas Tirith. And as you can see, Gondor has put up ambushes so the orcs can't get through yet. But they will probably eventually find their way around, especially since in some parts of the wall there's huge gaping holes. But that is the wall, so let's continue on looking through the rest of the zone. Alright, and so we made our way from the port area, and now we are making our way through one of the most water-filled cities in all of Gondor, and by extension one of the most beautiful cities in all of Gondor, which is kind of ironic considering how close we are to Mordor. But there are plenty of fountains and all sorts of things going on here. It's a very, very beautiful city. Tons of gardens and flowers all throughout. It is just really impressive. It's one of the best looking places in the game as far as flowers and that sort of thing goes. So that's pretty cool. And I think that the palace was up this way, wasn't it, Pineleaf?
Yeah.
Okay. And so there's
And
a
there it
nice
is.
overlook of the city with, of course, another fountain, because you can't even have overlooks of the city without fountains.
You were expecting otherwise?
This is a water-heavy city. Alright, so let's make our way inside here. And so here we can see this just immaculate hall with awesome drapes and roses all over. It's just a really cool little place. And so now we're going to make our way towards the back part of the city where they get all their water. So let's go ahead and mount up here. And it's just a really beautiful city. I can't get over how nice this looks. I don't remember this being mentioned in the lore, but I'm sure it was somewhat hinted at least. I doubt they would just totally make up something, considering how close LOTRO usually follows to the lore.
Well, I would think that it would be reasonable for there to be a nice, pretty town near Minas Tirith.
Yeah, that's probably true. But they have a really just nice garden area in the back part of this. Definitely where the wealthiest people in Middle-earth would live, I would imagine. Here in Minas Tirith. And there's actual, kind of similar to the dwarf places in Moria, we have Gondor king heads with water coming out of them. And there's actual several places where the water is coming down from the ice-capped mountains. And it's just a really, really beautiful city. I'm very impressed. Alright, so let's now make our way on to another one of the cities here in Gondor. Alright, and here we are in the final part of Eastern Gondor, up here in the north at another water place, although it does not have the nice gardens and pretty places like the other city did. But it's basically just more of the same, and there's a crafting place down here. This first zone is not too interesting and might not be completed yet, because in past times when there's been zones like this, they usually get more updates later on. But anyway, that is our look at Eastern Gondor so far. It is an interesting zone. It's very, very long. And so basically it's just room for one city along the whole way. So there's really only one route that you can take through it right now, because they blocked off Minas Tirith. Once Minas Tirith opens up, Eastern Gondor will feel a lot more natural. But right now the only real purpose for this whole zone is Osgiliath. Everything else is kind of just more of the same. Which makes sense. I mean, that's kind of how this part of Gondor is, obviously. If you don't have access to Minas Tirith, the only other interesting part in this part of Gondor would be Osgiliath. So, it makes sense, but it's just interesting that that's what happened. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this landscape preview video. I will be looking at some of the LI changes along with the instances in the near future, so be on the lookout for those videos. But till then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button below, and if you'd like to see more of my daily content, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified when that new content comes out. And also, if you'd like to help support my channel and help me continue to create high quality videos, feel free to support me on Patreon, and you can get all sorts of great rewards in the process. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.